Everyone, Ebbs here with House of Guns, and I have a really neat product review for you here today. Right before SHOT Show, so about 5 weeks or so ago, I was approached by a gentleman from a company called Louisville Leather Holsters, and he contacted me and said, hey, here's my company, here's what I'm doing, I'm wondering if you would consider doing some reviews for us. And I'm always on the hunt for the perfect CCW concealment option. I want to find the best holster, the one that I trust the most. And because I'm picky, I have a whole lot of holsters that I like, a lot of holsters that I love. You've seen the crossbreed holster review on our YouTube channel or on the website. You've seen our white hat holster review, really unique, similar to the crossbreed in that it's that leather inside the waistband molded with the Kydex, but the white hat holsters let you switch out the Kydex. Well, Louisville is just a straight up leather holster company, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm nostalgic, or maybe I like the feel of leather and how it just in time, contours to you, but also the idea of leather against my gun itself. And so I said, yeah, Ryan, let's get it going, man. Let's do this. So he sent me three things. He sent me a belt, a gun belt, and he sent me an inside the waistband holster, and he sent me an outside the waistband holster. So I will refer to those as IWB and OWB. But the belt and the inside the waistband holster matched. In fact, I'll take my belt off because I'm wearing it. I'm addicted to this thing. Here's the belt. Okay, get a good look. Nickel polish on that. Beautiful, great craftsmanship, and it's starting to get my curvy self conformed to it. But that's the belt, and there's the IWB. A little different on the color, but really close. Okay, he matched them up real nice, and you can see that Ryan from Louisville Leather takes great pride in his work. The stitching is fantastic. Everything's thick and rigid. In fact, when I got it, this stuff was stiff, really stiff. And he told me, he said, you know what, you keep wearing it and it's gonna loosen up. It's gonna start to take your shape and it's gonna start to feel really good. And about a week into it, I really started to see what he was talking about. I'm gonna set my belt to the side, and I'm going to show you this IWB. Typical for a leather IWB design, in that it has the belt loop connectors, really nice nickel snaps, and you can hear them there probably as I undo those. But they snap together really well, slide in the waistband, and then snap around the belt, and I love that it matches my belt. That's one of my favorite things about it. But it fits my Glock 23 perfectly. Now I'm going to pick this up. Here's the Glock 23. You've seen this before. Actually, you may not have seen this one. You've seen the 23 in reviews, but I'm going to take the magazine out, rack the slide a few times, show you it's totally empty. In fact, I'm just going to let you look. Nothing in there. She's empty, okay? But this thing fits beautifully. It slides in, and I'm just barely exposed out the bottom there, which I can live with. I'm okay with that. And it's starting to just mold. The edges are starting to just kind of mold around the edge there. And I like this because at the top, the sights are exposed. And so that's one less obstacle that I'm worried about as I'm drawing this gun from this holster. And what I found works really well drawing from this is because of the front sight. Now there is a groove there, but because of the front sight, if I try to pull it straight out, it wants to drag a little bit. So what I do is I torque it so that the bottom of the frame is what's touching mostly, and it comes right out. So when I'm going to draw from concealment, it works perfectly. But you can see start to see the creases in this holster because I've been wearing it for 3 weeks straight, and I love it. I'm totally addicted to it. It's been really, because it covers the whole gun, and it's not just a Kydex plate that covers part of it. It really just kind of hides inside of my jeans, or today I'm wearing cargo khakis, but it hides so well. And then his tabs, the way that they extend out, they wrap around my side. So as I'm wearing it at about 4 o'clock on my hip, so just back a little bit, it's really just starting to wrap around my own body and take shape perfectly, and it's just impressing. And I'll show you, hopefully on the video here you can see the inside, but the inside is starting to look like the Glock itself. I mean, you can even see the slide serrations. So he sent me the inside the waistband, he sent me the belt, and then he sent me this outside the waistband. Now it's more of a blonde color, but the same type of heavy stitch, thick leather all throughout this bad boy. And I've only worn this one a few times, and I like it because if I know I'm gonna have a jacket on, you know, it's outside the waistband holsters are the most comfortable ones, and this has a pretty heavy slant to it, so it's got that FBI, it's called the FBI angle kind of, and it fits the same way. The only thing about this one is you're gonna have the bottom part of that slide about 1.5 inches here, just under 1 inch here, exposed when you holster it. Top fits the same. There's 0 gun contact to your skin. The tab comes all the way up. Your rear sight is exposed, which I like because, again, no issues when I'm drawing it. Now this one's a little more difficult to draw because it's still stiff, hasn't totally conformed itself to my gun yet, but it's very comfortable too, and it's fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about Ryan and his work with these Louisville leather holsters. I also think the name Louisville leather, that's kind of cool. I'm a Louisville Slugger fan myself. I've been through the museum. I'm a baseball guy actually, so not just that. So I like the name Louisville leather. It's got a nice ring to it. And one other thing I like about this OWB is how far in he's got the slots for the belt. You see that? It's not far out here. I mean, you've got 1 inch in all directions before there's an edge, so it's not going to be getting loose on you. And the same thing over here, same type of setup, and it's good stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set these down. I'm gonna put on the IWB holster. I'm gonna holster that Glock 23. I'll have my shirt tucked in so you don't get blinded by my bleach white skin. But I want you to see what this gun looks like actually fitting in there. And I've got a micro fleece on, and the reason I have the micro fleece is because I'm intentionally trying to print the weapon so that you can see it exposed. Gray is a little more friendly than maybe if I had on brighter color, but the thing about micro fleece is it just wraps itself around whatever it's on. So hoping that I'll be able to make this thing fail, but I think, like me, you'll be impressed to see how these things work. Be sure, and I'll say this again, but check out LouisvilleLeather.com and check out their other stuff. They actually have one, and I'm jealous, Ryan, you didn't send me one of these, and maybe you just came up with it, but they mix these two. So they have an IWB OWB combo where he's basically taken these two holsters and he's put them together into one holster. It's very cool looking. His prices are fantastic for the custom handmade leather holsters that these are. This isn't a big name brand. You're not going through any type factory at all. Ryan is touching every single one of these, and for the work that he's doing, they are very reasonably priced. And I'll just have to let you check out the website and see, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by both the quality of what he's doing and at the same time what he's asking price-wise for what it is he's doing. So I'll let you get a closer look up down here on the hip of how these bad boys look. Okay, well, right now I have the Louisville leather inside the waistband holster on my strong side. Now I'm wearing a micro fleece pullover here, and the reason I'm wearing the micro fleece is because they tend to print. So if you have something under your belt on yourself, the micro fleece just sort of conforms to everything, and I'm wearing that because I want to show you how well this hides. This is a shirt that fits me well. It's a little loose, but it's typical of a shirt I would wear this time of year in the wintertime. And I have my Glock 23 40 Smith & Wesson in this Louisville leather inside the waistband holster, and not only is it extremely comfortable because there's not a lot of surface area to it here, but you can see, and I'm going to spin arms at my side and then I'll do it with my arms out, but you can see that it's not there. It might as well not be there. And then arms to my side as I spin, and that's typically a lot of holster companies will do this where they lift it because it brings these out further and actually hides better. But if I come down, now watch, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to bend forward a little bit, and you're going to be able to see the heel of that pistol barely sticking out. Now, unless someone's looking really closely for it, they're not going to see it. Now, I've got a yellow shirt here underneath so you can really see the contrast. I'm going to lift it up. Please pardon the gut. And I want you to see how nicely this fits on my side. It's at about 4 o'clock. Typically, with a lot of inside the waistbands, I'll wear it even further back to hide it better. But you can see the belt loops that snap very easily to get on and off. In fact, to put this on, I don't have to thread it through my belt. I put my belt on, and then I loop them through and snap them. But it does an outstanding job hugging against the contour of my body. Now, as the older I get, the bigger my love handles get, but you can see that there, it's fantastic. And then to draw, I actually tilt forward a little bit, and there it pulls right out. And then to reholster, I'm just going to put the nose in, down, and I like that this actually allows the rear sights to stay on top so they're not getting snagged. But Ryan from Louisville Leather made this this belt to go with it. It is very rigid and very comfortable. At the same time, I just told him what waist size I am, and I have it one loop further this way. I would go one more this way if I did not have the inside the waistband on, but it matches perfectly. It just looks really good. And Ryan is someone you can tell who takes great pride in his work and creates leather holsters that are often much cheaper than the big factory made ones. You can see the profile here. I'll even step forward, but it just really hugs. And then once you've got it down, I'm very comfortable knowing that it's there. To draw, I'm just going to pull the garment up, tilt it forward like I said, and out it comes. So that's the inside the waistband Louisville leather holster. I'll put on the outside waistband holster and show you how it looks too. Okay guys, now I have on the outside the waistband holster. Same gun, same company, Louisville Leather, and this is the OWB. And it's really a pancake type holster because of how well it hugs. Now you can see it's not quite as smashed against my body like the inside the waistband is. The OWBs are a little different, so if I bend forward, you might see the butt of that pistol a little bit easier, but you still got to look for it. And the thing that I love about outside the waistband holsters is they are so comfortable. Okay, and it's right. I'm going to pull this tight. See that there? Now I'm pulling against it so that you can see it print. But once I lift it, you'll see actually how tight it is. Same quality stitching, thick leather. Ryan takes a lot of pride in his work, and I love that. Okay. I'm wearing the same belt I had. I realize it doesn't match the same way, but you'll see how well that hugs against. Now the one thing I will say, and I said this in the up close look at it, the one thing I will say about the outside the waistband is I wish it went a little deeper. I'm the guy that doesn't like to have his piece exposed down at the bottom just for wear, and you know, if I bump against something, it's going to be a louder noise than if it actually hit the leather itself. But if you had a Glock 26, a Glock 27, something like that, man, it's just going to just tuck right in there, and it's awesome. And the micro fleece, as I said, really hangs against whatever's around it, and it prints easily. And that is still a great hide. If you're wearing a button-down shirt You know, if you are just a little casual with it and it's untucked, man, that nobody's gonna see it, because those are a little more stiff and straight. And if it goes down just low enough, this comes down because of the size of this pistol. It's still considered a compact, but it's a little more on the larger side in the length of that barrel. So you're gonna have to be careful if you're bending over, reaching down to get something. You can see the butt of it there again. But just like the inside the waistband, the OWB of this is really comfortable. With holsters, you like to kind of forget that it's there. Obviously, if you're carrying a concealed weapon, you never want to forget it's there, but it's a figure of speech. You want it to be so comfortable that you're reminding yourself, and you're constantly just kind of doing a check to make sure stuff's there. But if I'm out and about, you know, it's on my side, nobody's gonna see this. So nice. Anyway, folks, this is Ebbs with House of Guns, representing the Louisville leather holsters out of Kentucky. Imagine that. Great product, great stitching, softens up like you want it to, contours to yourself and your gun. And I'm a leather guy. Love the leather holsters. So give them a check, LouisvilleLeather.com. They make a great product, and I've been carrying this one, the IWB, every day since the SHOT Show. Today is February the 10th, and I got back from SHOT on February the 19th, Friday the 19th. And so I've been carrying this a solid 22 days straight, over 3 weeks now. 3 weeks actually today that I've been carrying this with my Glock 23 fully loaded, and I'm impressed. I'm a believer. Ryan, thank you for doing outstanding work. Love to see those quality stitches, and it's conforming itself to fit my gun. So again, Ebbs with House of Guns, showing you Louisville leather. Happy shooting, everybody.